Hello, and thank you for joining me in QuickBooks in the Real World. This is Marie Gibson, where I encourage business owners to take charge of your accounting and really, truly run your business profitably. So we're looking at the QuickBooks desktop software. And again, you may or may not be doing your own bookkeeping, your own accounting, but I encourage you to understand enough so that you can protect yourself. And you want to, if you are still doing it yourself, and if you enjoy doing it yourself, let's make sure that we do it effectively, efficiently, quicker, faster, easier, better, and of course, accurately. So this little snip has to do with the way banking integration works in the QuickBooks desktop. I am using a sample company, so it limits my ability to explain how that works. But I will give you a quick brief example and show you where it's located. Let me share my screen. Again, this is QuickBooks Desktop. There's also a version for the QuickBooks Online. So if you've landed in the wrong version, please let me know and I'll make sure you get switched over. So when we're here, I use the drop-down menu and it's actually taking me to my bank feeds area and my bank feeds center. I could actually set up a bank feed for that account. And so that doesn't allow me because it is a sample company, but it's setting it up. You would need your password or your actual username and your password. And then when we're here, there's a little button that says add account. And usually you're able to add it from QuickBooks to your bank account, especially if you're using a major bank. Sometimes with local banks or with small credit unions, you actually have to log into them first and then do a download into the QuickBooks software. And you'll want to be careful if you're downloading, whether it's the QuickBooks Online software or the QuickBooks Desktop software. And so here, when we look, we have a checking account and we have a savings account, and it will tell me what is the dollar amount that's actually in my real checking account and what QuickBooks says that I have, and then how many transactions are still pending review. Here I would move to my savings. The account is at 0, but in QuickBooks, I still have a balance that's shown in this software. And again, with a sample company, it's just impossible for these to be spot on. I would add an account called credit cards. And again, once you add your credit cards, you'd end up with a queue that's very similar to that that's shown down below. So the people get nervous about the bank feeds, the integration of a bank feed. They think it's just going to flood their registers. They're going to flood their credit card register with all these transactions. No, no, no. It's held out. It's the transactions come in here. It's a holding tank. It's a holding area, and it will hold these for you until you come in here and say, yes, that's actually a credit card charge that I'd like to accept. Yes, that's actually a credit card charge I'd like to add. I could match it to something that's already in there. So we have some choices over here where we could add more details. We could match to an existing transaction, or we could ignore if for some reason we didn't want that transaction brought in. Now it's very difficult, of course, once we don't bring those transactions in. It needs to be in there already, right? Or we know it's there, we can't match it, maybe we should just ignore it. Sometimes there's those little fiddling things going on with this banking integration, but we basically want to bring in the transactions or to match the transactions that we have in our bank account and in QuickBooks, because we're going to be taking a look at reconciliation. So again, unfortunately, I'm not able to show you how those credit card transactions would actually appear in this desktop, but they would appear very similar to this. And we would say, yes, thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much. And again, this particular message tells me it's 90 days in the past. And so once I've added those from MasterCard, they would affect my profit and loss, and they would also affect my credit card account, if that's where I was actually sending them to, right? Remember the mapping and the chart of accounts is mapping. So we would be mapping to my balance that's on my credit card. So I trust this has been helpful, and hopeful too, right? So I look forward to talking to you soon. Drop me a line in our Facebook group or let me know if you have any clarifications or questions. Talk soon.